Hey, it's Matt. Today I got a thrift store one here for you. Got about 16 bucks into all of this stuff, including the case. That case was marked $10. It was like a 20% off day, I think. So I think I paid 8 bucks for that. And these screwdrivers were all 50 cents a piece before the, 20% off, whatever. It all comes out to about 16 bucks. So let's take a look at this stuff down here first, and then I'll move this stuff out of the way, get to that case. I'll do a kind of wrap up or fill in down here first before we get into that case. So Stanley Fat Max, nothing too special. Little flat blade, nice shape. Looks like it's never been used. Little swivel screwdriver. So I figured I'd snag that up. I don't know why I keep buying these Craftsman screwdrivers. They're not really worth anything. Not too much, but this one was in pretty good shape. A number 0 DWF. It's got a good tip. Kind of told myself that I'm going to stop buying these screwdrivers just unless they were in really, really good shape. So this one is definitely worthy of buying. A little 65-342 stubby. Never been used. Fairly nice handle. Little nicks here and there. It'll clean up nicely. And I got a bunch of screwdrivers like that here. Again, if we notice here, that Stanley doesn't have, the little thing around it. So a couple different designs here. I think I have one other screwdriver in here that doesn't have that around it. So I would imagine that would go, with that set, but whatever. I'll put them all with that, and I guess we'll jump over to this one right away. This one doesn't have a part number on it, so that's fairly interesting. A larger Stanley name on there, but that's basically this screwdriver, 64-883 cabinet style flat blade, same size and everything. So, different years, different styling on there. Maybe it was a later year they got cheaper and decided not to, put the part number on there. I don't know. Who knows? This is kind of an interesting little tool here. ITT, Holub Industries, I don't know. Sycamore, Illinois, USA. And what this is a little kind of tap. It's a 1032, 832, or 632. So I don't know if an electrician might have had this in their box, carry this around. If you're doing any sort of those little machine screws, I guess you could use this to chase out. I know like the outlets and stuff in the walls have, that kind of threaded stuff in there. So nice little tool to have, I guess. I figured I'd snag it up. It's interesting. This little Vaco here is interesting as well. And it's a Torx 70815. It's got a little case of the dingies on it, but the tip looked really nice. And it's a T15, so I'd imagine that's what the 1.5 at the end would mean. So I don't have any Vaco Torx drivers, so I had to snag that up. We got a Craftsman 9/16 upside down G, 6-point, nothing too special. I already looked through my sockets. I don't need another one of those, but I got it. Got this Allen over here. It's a 3/16, and it's an Eckland, and I got another one of those here. Had that one in my set of 5/32 with the rubber on it, and the True Value sticker still on it. So, I'll throw that one with that set over there. And let's get at these wrenches. Got ourselves a 3/4 Challenger Proto, not to be confused with Proto Challenger, or just the regular Challenger, but, different variations of that wrench. I don't have anything like this, but I don't think it's been used. Maybe once. Yeah, look like it's been used once. In pretty good shape. So, 3/4, which you can also use as a 19mm if you want to. Then we got this little guy here, 11/32 Proto, and that's a professional. And I got one of those in a 15/16. I think I have another one just like this at work. So I might have a couple other ones in between there at work. Don't recall, but figured I'd snag that one up. And this is just a throw it in the car wrench. True Craft. It's a Japan 3/8, 7/16 little flare wrench. So I figured I'd pick that up just to throw in the car, even though I probably have one in there, but whatever. And this is nice. Wright 1112 3/8. And I just looked up these tools because we have this Wright box here, and I'm familiar with Wright tools. I think I have a 1/2 inch one of these, either up at work or buried in some box here somewhere. I didn't bother to dig it out, but I know I only have one more wrench like this in a Wright. So the date code is that T right there. I think this is in the 1977. I think that's what the T means. And we're going to take a look at some Wright sockets that I have over here once we get into this box. We're going to learn a little bit about that stuff. So let's see here. I got through everything, all of this stuff. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way here, and we'll get into this box here, this case. And again, if you watched my, I think it was my last video, the snap-on case. I saw the snap-on case. It was like, oh, $5, cool. That case is worth $5. Well, it had stuff in it, and this case has some stuff in it. So let's take a look what we got inside. Ta-da! We got some sockets in here. Got a lot of Craftsman stuff in here. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but half of it's Craftsman stuff. So we got ourselves a 1 1/8 G, and it's got some rust on it. All of these kind of have some fair amount of rust on it. We got a V 15/16 6-point, and we have a 13/16 V. This one doesn't look too bad. It's just starting, it's just rubbed right off. So this one isn't too bad. But deep sockets, Craftsman, nice stuff to have. And then we have this spark plug socket, 13/16 double line V with the barn A. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I guess we'll get to those a little later. These are all Craftsman. We got a 1/2 inch double line V, barn A, 12-point. I already have one of those. And we got a 3/4. I got a bunch of those. So no additions to any sets here. And a 7/8. All the barn A, double line V. So nothing that's going to add anything crazy to any sets. This is definitely a good find. It's a little rusty, but you've noticed it stays put, so it's not all loosey-goosey, and usually these things are just completely just flopping around. So pretty cool. Double line V, barn A. The ball is still in there. It's got a little bit of damage here. Someone got a little bit crazy with it, but definitely a cool addition to the collection. These two extensions don't have anything on them, so I don't know if they're foreign. I don't know if they came with this Wright set or not, but, whoa, bumped you. So we got a 5-inch and a 10-inch. Again, don't know if they're USA or not, nothing on them. But these sockets, I kind of got excited because I figured that if they're in a Wright case, they might be right, but I still think they're wrong. So if you've watched my other videos, I'm still trying to identify who makes these sockets that just say the size in the USA with the 2 lines in the front and the back. And I know I've speculated that they could be Stanley, or they could be Husky, or they could be, you know, whoever made Master Mechanic. I think Master Mechanic has double lines on some of them. So I did a little bit of research on Wright, and I didn't find any sockets on Alloy Artifacts that showed them that didn't say Wright on them. Every socket that's Wright that I have has always looked like this. It always says Wright on it. This one's got a V on it. I think that's 79, or that's a W. W for 79. So still a little bit of a mystery, but then I grabbed one of my Husky sockets, and that kind of has that weird font on there, that Grand Theft Auto font on there. And that's why I think these are Husky. They've got the double line. Let me grab the 7/8 out of here. It's got the double line. The USA is fairly similar. The S is a little bit longer on this one. Can't really see it. I got my prints all over it, whatever. The S is different. The A, you know, it's got the line lower on the A. It's a little bit smaller font size, but I don't know. It's a very similar construction on the socket. The detent on the Husky is a little bit bigger, but again, they could have changed that from year to year. The dish inside of here is almost the same. The chamfer is a little bit bigger on this one. So I don't know. I still think it's probably a Husky, or whoever was building Husky. If that was Stanley was making Husky in this era, I'd have to look it up. But you know, I kind of figured, hey, maybe they're right. But after doing some research, I don't think they are. Maybe Wright made them. Maybe Wright is the manufacturer of the Husky sockets in this year. Again, there was not much information for Wright, and it did say that they made tools for other people, but didn't say who they made tools for. So, got this case, pretty cool. It's got somebody's name on it and phone number right here. Hopefully you can't read that, but I don't know, the case is in decent shape. Might be worth a couple of bucks to somebody, but I don't think these sockets belong with it. I think they need to have some the right sockets in there. So, what do you think? 16 bucks for all of this stuff. I think I did pretty good. Like, subscribe. Have a good one.